Hello everyone, today we have the return of a villain in Loki. Loki is a card that upon first glance at his over the air a couple of days ago, it was a huge nerf. It felt like he was just unplayable, but we've had a little bit of time to experiment with him. We've had a little bit of time to play around and he feels okay, if not good in most situations. Dropping him on tempo on turn 3 is so much value. Even if you don't really know what the opponent's running, having that discount on your cards can be so huge, and it gives you information into what kind of game plan the opponent's running, so you can use that information to kind of adjust how you're positioning your cards. This deck does have a lot of Series 5 cards, or newer release cards. Athena is the one that I would say is irreplaceable. She is a card that there are no other cards that do something as well as what she does. And she is just a huge power engine. Without her, you probably look to reorganize the deck entirely. You can drop the White Widow for another good 2-cost. Maybe it's Medusa, maybe it's Quake, maybe you go with something like Scorpion. There's a lot of 2-costs that you could fit into that slot. If you don't have Sage or CopyCat, I understand. They are probably the best in slot there for just that tempo or power that they provide, or the potential that they provide. But if you don't have them, we have a lot of good 3-costs. We have Red Guardian. We have Juggernaut if you want to get cheeky. We have Elsa Bloodstone since we do have the Kitty Pride line. And then we have Killmonger. If you're seeing and being impacted by a lot of zoo stuff, Killmonger can come in pretty clutch quite often. But as far as today's build, it is an early game value engine into that Loki pivot if you need to. So the Loki pivot is usually worthwhile now, especially since it helps us scale our Athena every single turn. Having those discounted resources from the Loki gives us more flexible tools to utilize, more options to make sure that Athena scales, that our Angela continues to scale, and that we can outplay and outposition the opponent. I am live right now, so if you like live content, definitely pause this, come back later, check out the live stream. I would love to have you over there. But otherwise, that is the deck explanation out of the way for this work of art. And speaking of work of arts, I'd like to introduce today's video sponsor, Displate. I've been looking for a way to redecorate my wall that has been blank for far too long. And what better way to do that than Displate? Displate sells beautiful, vibrant metal posters that are incredibly high quality. They come with a really cool magnet mounting system that's super quick and safe for your walls. And if you're indecisive like me, you can swap your Displates around anytime you want by simply taking one off of the magnet and putting another one on. They have over 2 million different artworks that are available from both officially licensed designs from the likes of Marvel, Star Wars, Elden Ring, and so much more, as well as being a platform for artists all across the globe to share their unique designs, so I'm pretty sure that there's something out there for everybody. And unlike paper prints, Displates stay vibrant and colorful no matter where you hang them. And on August 4th, Displate launched their new product, Textra. Textra pushes the boundaries of what metal posters can be with tactile textures, 3D contour, and selective matte and gloss effects. Just look at how cool this piece looks with the textures that pop out of the poster, and the colors are more vibrant and saturated than your normal Displate poster. Displate offers the perfect way for a quick wall makeover. Dive in, pick your favorite art, and place your order. They deliver worldwide in 4 to 5 business days, and you can use that time to plan exactly how you want to arrange your new metal posters in your home or office. And if this sounds cool to you, my viewers can enjoy my code TLSG or use the link down in the description to get discounts that look something similar to what's on the screen right now. And if you use the link, the discount will get automatically applied at checkout. All right, next up we have Levitating Moose. The first location is the Triskelion, so we get a lot of randomness. We might as well go ahead and play the Echo out. We do have CopyCat that stole Nightcrawler, so she's going to be our mobile 3-cost card in this game. We're going to play Bishop first and foremost. We have the Athena that maybe we end up drawing. We'll see. And they go Nico. So it could be a bounce deck. I was experimenting around with a Black Swan bounce, and some games it just pops, but sometimes it just doesn't have enough to do what you need it to. Let's go ahead and go Master Mold into mid. Next turn, we could go Loki, but then we wouldn't draw one card. So maybe we wait a turn. We go Bishop and then go Loki on 4 alongside the Uatu. They didn't have any hand space to get the cards from Master Mold. Unfortunately, we get Cassandra Nova here. And so do we go with that over the Bishop? I think we go Cassandra Nova on 3. Next turn is going to be something like Uatu into Loki. And that will be a Loki Doki with us. I haven't really seen much of their actual deck other than the Nico. The Moon Knight gets rid of nothing on our end, which is fantastic. It gets rid of their White Queen. Let's go Uatu into Loki right. That's going to give us some information about their deck. It's going to give us some potential card draw. And I think we go ahead and snap into it. We've already spread some power quite a bit across the board. So I think we're all right. So Uatu, the Loki, let's see what they have. Let's see what we draw. The Kate Bishop, so it looks like a flood deck that just maybe picked up super late. The Mockingbird is such a beautiful resource for us. My goodness. Let's see, what do we want to go here? We can go Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop into Bishop. We could go Kate Bishop into a CopyCat, and that opens up our last turn. This is a 1-cost card, and so we can do some kind of interesting things with it. We wouldn't be able to draw, though. Dropping the Kate Bishop, we won't draw on the last turn, which maybe is okay. Let's go ahead and lock this in for now. And with Mount Vesuvius, we are very susceptible to what this looks like on the last turn. So Acid Arrow, we get the Pim Arrow, which is nice, better than the basic one. The Roundabout Master Mold on their end didn't have any space to give us anything either, and so then it ended up stabbing them in the back. The Squirrel Girl almost locked them into what they had on the board. Because one of their generated cards was Kitty Pryde, it didn't, but it was very, very close. They can't retreat here, so they're locked into place. If they do a Khazar, this goes up to a max of 15, so we only need a little bit of power there over there. Let's go Pim Arrow into Mockingbird, into CopyCat move, into Sage. Gives us a huge right lane advantage. I don't think they're going to be able to beat it. I'm not sure why they snapped back. I'm a little bit afraid. Maybe a Killmonger? Killmonger could be kind of scary, but it takes away a lot in this lane, so then we would win left anyways. All right, let's go ahead and lock it in. We could play the Acid Arrow, but there's no chance it ever goes off. And so let's go ahead and see what happens. We don't have initiative. The Mockingbird in mid is fine. The Blue Marvel, we did respect it in the left lane. We have the Pim Arrow to handle that. And then the Mockingbird, the Sage, going way, way over the top of what they have. We will grab the 8 cubes from the Levitating Moose. We will grab it. Let's go ahead and jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have D-Flow. The first location is Atlantis. We do have our Loki on curve, which is really good. Gives us a lot of information, a lot of discounted cards to make use out of maybe our Bishop, or maybe help scale our Athena if we draw into it. So Lemuria, no cards are going to reveal this turn. Let's go ahead and lean into the Jeff. I want to save White Widow until they're a little bit more congested. A little bit later on. Collapse Mine is unfortunate, meaning that we're going to have to skip this turn to respect the fact that they could have a location change card. Not what we want to do. We wanted to drop Loki on curve on 3 since we had it, but we will respect what they can potentially do. Either go Bishop into, since we have no idea what kind of deck they're running, we either go like Bishop into Kitty Pryde. That way we can scale that piece, drop Loki later, which I think maybe we do. I'm a little bit afraid to drop Loki. I don't know what kind of cards they have, and so maybe it's more worthwhile to play our own. And so the Jubilee could be a Mr. Negative deck, an Electro Ramp deck. Discounted Electro Ramp deck cards could be pretty spicy. The Mockingbird with the CopyCat is huge value as well. Let's go something like Angela into... Wait, they could be going... They'd be going Galactus? Let's go Angela into Loki mid, just in case they're going Galactus. I'm going to snap into it because they are limited to 1 card now, unless they have... And maybe they don't mind. Wait, it is turn 5, though. Maybe I shouldn't snap into it, but we're going to. They could have Sandman, which becomes really restrictive. I forgot I was off a turn. I forgot we were on turn number 5. We get their Cassandra Nova. They go Blink into the Jubilee, but it doesn't clear the Electro. Into the abilityless Mockingbird, we have full flexibility here. We can go... Can we compete with the right lane? So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We still don't beat that lane. So we have to pivot. I think something like White Widow, Jeff move, Ravona, Sage, 2-4. So it's only going to be 4 power. CopyCat would be more value in that case. Or, even better, the Kitty Pryde and the Cassandra Nova mid. Let's go with it. See if they stick it out. And we'll find out. The single card drop, maybe Magneto, maybe looking to do Galactus, maybe looking to do like a Red Hulk. We take away that +5 power bonus, and so maybe that's enough for us. We'll see. The Scar is going to scar them up. It's not going to be quite enough. Had we not dropped the White Widow in the left, that would have went up to 16 and could have beat what we had in the left lane. But the Widow's Kiss gave us just enough to stop them from getting the Atlantis bonus. We'll take the 4. Let's jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have Coco Bird. They get our Loki or Cassandra Nova. We get their White Widow. And so we do have Loki on curve on 3, which is pretty good for us. And then we still their Hobgoblin. So it looks like maybe they're running some kind of clutter package or clutter deck. I kind of want to go Athena. Let's go ahead and go Athena, and then maybe it's Loki on 3. Maybe. They do White Widow us because we knew that they had that in their opening hand at least. Central Park is super unfortunate with this lane. Let's go Loki in mid. If we survive and we don't get cluttered in the left lane going into turn number 4, we do have Jeff to protect it, but I don't want to play it off. I don't want to play it where it's just Jeff and we have that extra floating energy, since we don't know for sure that they are running a full clutter deck. It could have just been the White Widow play. So the double drop, the Titania. Ooh, interesting. Interesting that they didn't play both here. Maybe just in case we did play a card. Take it. It is a beautiful Ajax. My goodness. Oh, look at it. Would you look at it? And then the Sage is fantastic as well. We can go Return Fire with like a White Widow. We know that they can't do their Hobgoblin. We could do Sage. Maybe we just go White Widow here. They've already dropped their Titania. I doubt they have a double cap here. Unless they have like Green Goblin plus Acid Arrow maybe. But we'll see. If they double drop mid, we're in trouble. No, they did have the Acid Arrow, though, which is super unfortunate. The Ravona comes down. We do have Jeff. If they have a Debris, then we're looking very cluttered very, very quickly. As unfortunate as it may be. The Hobgoblin, we could send them a 5-power Hobgoblin to try to cap them out as well. With a little bit of turnabout's fair play. And then Sage here ends up being pretty big. Again, we're hoping that they don't have a Debris. The single drop in the right lane, a little bit unfortunate. They do get our 5-power CopyCat here, which I still find kind of funny. The Ajax coming down here. So it's going to be a surprise on that last turn that we have an Ajax as well. So Ajax into Hawkeye is kind of reliant, overpowering one of these other lanes. Let's lock it in. I'm not confident enough to snap, but I'm confident enough to stay. They could have a cannonball that they go here, but we would win left and right. The Hazmat, I'm hoping, is fine. Sage in mid is big. We have our Return Fire Ajax, but we only win this lane by 4, 5, 6, 7. We lose this one by 10. Oh, we win left and right. Never mind. I was doing the power break or power differential calculations, but Athena scaling in the left gave us what we needed to find the way to win. We will take the 2 cubes and continue to roll with the deck. All right, next up we have Double Gulp. Our CopyCat steals their Nico, so we can change a location. We're, of course, not going to play there early on. The Squirrel Girl comes down, so they could be looking to do the kind of cheeky version that ran like a Killmonger to take that away. but I feel like it's probably more in line with like a Marvel Boy style deck. Let's go ahead and play out our Cassandra Nova and our Kitty Pryde because we can. Cassandra Nova coming down on 2 is huge. Into a snap from the opponent. They could get Marvel Boy on turn 2. Is that what they're snapping into? I assume. Yeah, Marvel Boy on 2. So it does scale a lot of power over the course of the game. But I don't know. I think we're okay. CopyCat having that ×2 ability would have been cool as well. But maybe we should have played that. It would have been a 10 power CopyCat. Instead, it becomes you turn a card into a demon. Let's go ahead and go Nocturne, Jeff, Kitty Pryde. Lemuria makes it so that our cards aren't going to reveal here. We get a White Widow, which is okay. We can go CopyCat into White Widow. We'll send them a Widow's Bite, move over into mid. The Moon Knight hits nobody because we only have 1 card in hand. It destroys their stature, which I think is really funny. The Spider Ham instead comes back and does hit us pretty hard here. Unfortunately, they only have 1 card left in hand though. And so they're going to be relying pretty heavily on Marvel Boy to do what they want and do the heavy lifting. And so right now, we have a decent lead in mid and right. And so if that can remain, perfect. The Athena comes down. Let's go ahead and do Athena, Kitty Pryde. Go ahead and Kitty Pryde in mid just for giggles. But we have the Nocturne that can move, the Jeff that can move. We could play Sir Pig, but we're not going to here. Let's see what they played in the right lane. Could be like a Hawk, could be Black Bolt. So we get rid of the Pig. That's fine. We weren't super excited about it anyways. Hopefully we draw into our Sage. Sage would be the perfect spice to end this game. Big. That is so big. Let's go Kitty Pryde. Sage? Where do we think they focus? Would it be better to do Kitty Pryde here, be winning this one by 10? Then Sage here. Right now, Gilgamesh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty big. I'm going to go Kitty Pryde mid, Sage to the right, because I think they have to fight for maybe left and right. And so that is what we're going to lock in here. Sage is going to be huge. Athena's going to scale, which is going to be massive. And then the Kitty Pryde in mid. They play into mid with the Proxima. With the Viper, they send the Widow's Kiss in the left lane. That's fine. The 5 power Kitty Pryde in mid is enough. And then the Sage in the right is also enough. Depending on where those Marvel Boy hits go. It only had 1 potential hit in mid. They snapped super early, being really confident in their Squirrel Girl Marvel Boy line. But it was not enough to keep up with just the constant attack of power that we had. We'll take the 4. Let's jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have rank 73 Unhelpful Yoda. We still their CopyCat. Unfortunate, but at least we know that their CopyCat's at the bottom. I don't know. I think I rather would have stolen one of their cards. But we do know if we play Loki, we might get another CopyCat, which could be really good for us. Let's go with good old Athena into Mojo World. That way she's that scaling power. Even if we get locked out of the lane, we can get some more power there. Later on, they go Kitty Pryde. It's an Arishem deck. And the fact that our CopyCat hit their CopyCat is craziness. But White Palace is going to give us their Magneto. It gives them one of our many cards. Let's see. We have to worry about Magneto in mid, so we don't really want to put any 3 drops there. I'm going to play Bishop into the right. We might angle a Nocturne into just changing Mojo World. Either that or we don't want to drop 3 costs unless we know that we're not going to have a lot of space. The Ebony Maw is atrocious and they didn't snap into it, so thank you for that, Unhelpful Yoda. We have Jeff and Nocturne that can position more power over there, but not super great. Let's go Angela. Let's go Jeff. They'll know that we can put at least 10 power in the left lane. Not fantastic. Not fantastic at all. Let's go with this. We don't have our Loki and they got theirs early. Rescue is big for them in the right lane into the White Widow with the Widow's Kiss in the right lane as well. Super unfortunate. This stays below Shang-Chi range. Also a bit unfortunate. Let's go our Nocturne here, and then we'll see. That does give us an okay amount of power in the left lane. They'll have to respect that we can put up to 15 over there, so they'd have to invest something pretty heavy. It's still not great. All right, so one in the left, one in the right, making their rescue 9 power. Super unfortunate. And then Nocturne. So they do have that mobile card. And then Hina as well. So a lot of scaling on their end. We now get this, which is not going to help us at this point. We can pull really everything out of this right lane, though. Depending on how much they play, this probably loses. This is only a +1. We pull everything out, goes to +2. So instead of Nocturne to the right, I would need to go like Nocturne to the right instead of to the left. Go ahead and lock it in. Since they didn't snap, I'm going to go ahead and see if maybe we can make it happen. They do play over into the left lane. Nocturne comes down. And so we're going to pull their Nocturne out. We're going to pull the rescue with the Loki. Right now, we have the card advantage in mid. If we can win either left or right, depending on what they dropped, the big Magneto pulls our Nocturne over. And so that cancels out the White Widow. As we end up getting the very lucky Nocturne flip. She graces us with some RNG presence, gives us Nidavellir that allows us to scale higher than what they have. We hold down Kamartaj. My goodness, what a string of good luck. We'll take it. Let's jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have I'm Watching You. CopyCat ends up hitting Shuri, which Shuri is a great hit for it. The Venom coming into play, they get a copy of one of ours, so maybe they get the Shuri right back at them, which would be unfortunate for us. I'm thinking this is a Phoenix Force deck, and so we're looking at like the Nimrod. With X23, maybe not, but I think we're looking at like the Shuri Nimrod stuff. Let's go ahead and play Angela. Whenever we play a 3-cost card here, it will move over into Astrodim, so we can continue to scale Angela a bit easier. But we also have the Athena. I'm going to go Athena into the right lane. I'm going to do Kitty Pryde. We're going to start scaling both of those, and we can go from there. The Electro comes down, so they're going to have 5 energy on this next turn. They could be looking to do a Blink. Maybe they're running the Galactus stuff. Destroyer into Nimrod? I'm going to stick it out as we figure out what they're doing. The snap is kind of scary, though. So it is the early Nimrod Destroyer on 5 into like a double Destroy on 6, maybe. Would be kind of what we're looking at, I think. We're going to let Athena scale here. We have the Shuri in place. And if this is Destroyer right, is there ever a chance that we beat a double, like a Venom Deathlock? Go White Widow and Shang-Chi. I'm going to stick this one out. I'm not super confident, but I do want to see it play out. Venom could be in the right. I don't know. But I do know that we have Shang-Chi over there taking out and aiming at that Destroyer to try to make sure that we win that one if possible. We send the Widow's Kiss into the left lane. The Artem Zola hits the Nimrod, and so not the potential Destroyer, which is great for us. We have the lead in the left lane, and then Carnage comes down in the right. Not going to be enough. We actually get all 3 lanes with the Shang-Chi play. I'm glad we ended up sticking it out. We will take the 4.